Hey guys!
I'm Issa,
And I'm Sam.
and welcome back to Likewise Pod.
It's about whatever we want.
And last week we sounded so unenthusiastic, and we don't know why, because, me personally, when we were talking, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting, this is so much fun, blah, blah, blah. But then when I was listening to it again, when I was, editing, I snapped you immediately. I'm like, oh my gosh, we sound so bored.
Yeah, I listened to it in the car when I went to get coffee the other day, and I was like, oh no, if someone was listening to it on one-time speed, so bad.
I promise you that we are really excited about our bucket lists, though.
We actually really are. I'm really trying to make mine happen.
Can't wait for this episode because I know I'm super stoked about it.
Oh, me too. It's consumed our lives for the last week. And last 10 years.
But before we get into our main topic of the day, Sam, do you want to get us started with your roses and thorns of the week?
Oh, yeah. So, my rose is that I have been hanging out with my friends a lot, literally every night, and watching movies and stuff, and coming home at 2 a.m. Sorry, Mom. And I went to a friend's cabin as, a little getaway for a night. Just, no service, no nothing, just, get away from everything. And that was much needed. And my thorn is that, I literally have such a bad allergic reaction right now. It's just so bad and painful, and that's all there is to that one.
Yeah, my rose, it was so hard for me to think of a rose because I'm like, it's just been an ordinary week. But I actually got my new computer on Thursday or Friday, which is really nice because my old one, the storage, it's not happening. I've tried clearing it so many times and it just still says it's out of storage, and then also need to service the battery because I cannot keep it unplugged for more than an hour at most, maybe, and it dies at 29%. So I'm really stoked to have a new computer. Oh, and Folklore by Taylor Swift, so good. Oh my lord. And then my thorn, okay, this is a spoiler, but the 10-year One Direction anniversary was very disappointing. We'll get into that more later. And then I also made a cake on Saturday just because we had cake mix, and I'm really good at making cakes. They always taste good. But it's a white cake, and so I didn't put the yolks in for the eggs, which is what helps keep stuff together, I'm pretty sure, I think. But yeah, so it was super crumbly and I couldn't frost it and it was just an absolute mess. My dad, and I texted my dad because I thought he went for a run, so I didn't know he was home. I was like, I don't know how to frost cakes apparently. It's just not working out. He's like, no worries. And then he walks into the kitchen a few minutes later. He looks at it and he just immediately says, what the hell? And my mom and I are in there just trying to frost it and it's just not working. So it was super crumbly, but it was really, really good. I should have sent you a picture of it. It was, we still have it. It's a mess. It's a mess. So, as you can tell by the title and what we've already alluded to, One Direction, you guys know what this episode's gonna be about. It's all about One Direction, and
just all about One Direction, all of our favorite things about them, all of that good stuff.
For some reason, if they ever hear this, they're gonna be like, what the heck are these girls on?
Who do you think would be most likely to listen to it? To be the one to find it?
Probably Liam or Niall.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Liam would somehow stumble across it and he'd be like, oh, One Direction podcast. I already sound crazy all the other weeks, so what's another week?
Right. Well, I guess Issa already touched on the fact that she was very disappointed by the 10-year anniversary, and I second that. That was our first discussion point, just our thoughts on it, and I was thoroughly disappointed.
I expected so much just for them to do so little. Not only me, everyone expected so much. Everyone expected the Infinity music video to finally come out because it's been filmed for,
right?
How long have it been broken up? 5 years?
5 years.
Or on hiatus, sorry. But I expected so much just for them to do so little. And, they're having a contest for one lucky fan to have their dream set list turned into an Apple Music playlist. That's so lame. Literally anyone can and already
can just
does
make
do
it.
that. And then putting their music videos in 4K on YouTube. Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, right? Like, I didn't need that. A 4K music video isn't gonna change anything. I think, like, part of me was like, was it, like, unreasonable for all of us to get our hopes up that much? Or should we have been that expecting of something big?
I think we should have expected something big. Not even big. They should have released the Infinity music video. I'm pissed about that.
That's like, yeah, that's the one thing that gets me.
Yeah. They could have recorded a Zoom call where they just, thanked the fans and whoever else, and then talked about memories. Literally, it could have only been like 10 minutes.
Just something better than music videos that we've already seen. But also, I'm just still offended that Zayn didn't do anything. He really just sat back.
I kind of understand it though, because he did leave the group, but at the same time I'm still like, do you even say like, thanks 1D for getting me started?
Well, because didn't Louis even like tag him in his
all
stuff?
The boys tagged all the boys.
well Zayn wasn't tagging anyone, so.
Oh, and Louis followed Harry and Zayn on Instagram, and everyone's freaking out about that. But I also learned, so I was on Twitter, as I always am, and following One Direction, as I always am, but on a thread, someone commented about Ashton from 5 Seconds of Summer, how they asked his sister, like, oh, Ashton doesn't even follow you on Instagram, and she's like, oh, no, he does, but when you're verified, you're able to choose who you follow is public, and so he just likes to keep his private life private, So I'm like, what if they're all following each other, but they're just keeping it private?
Oh, I hope so. There's just so many things, like, because I understand it was, like, the best thing for all of them that they took a hiatus, just because their management was not good, and, like, they all went through, like, some really horrible things when they were in the group. I just still think that they don't have to, like, not follow each other or like all this stuff anymore, because I feel like they are still friends. Like, I don't get it.
I wish I knew. If I did, I would tell you, Sam.
I think that they had no reason to not give us the Infinity music video.
I'm pissed. Also, the fact that I am 20 years old and still obsessing over them when they've been on hiatus for 3.5 years, I cannot.
Okay, but like also in like the prime of them making music, they were our age. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's very right to still be obsessed with them. The music is still good. Me and Rachel in our group chat like sending stuff, and I was like, I don't think anyone else cares about this.
I know. You're probably so annoyed with me sending you all these One Direction TikToks and like Instagram things.
No, that's what I was thinking though. Like, I was like, I know Issa and I both think that the other like person is annoyed at us like sending things, but I know that we're not. Like, every single time I just kept like sending you a Snapchat of what song I was listening to. I was like, oh my god, Spaces, I'm not okay.
Literally, when I was listening to the slow One Direction songs playlist, and then Summer Love and then Spaces came on, I was like, I was crying. Oh my goodness, I cannot do that to myself.
I like made my mom listen to like only One Direction in the car that day.
I'm gonna cry now.
I know, maybe we'll just cry.
Crying's healthy. A good cry sesh. I love.
I think the best part of the 10-year anniversary was Liam's text.
Yeah.
The way it looked, just how old it looked.
Yesterday, I watched his Capital FM interview, and he, like, addressed it. He's like, yeah, honestly, the best part about that text is just seeing the kind of phone it was on. So old, like, I can't believe we even used those.
Or I was just, like, rewatching a bunch of X Factor videos, and their haircuts. Liam's hair.
I know.
He had it the worst. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he really
Or, like,
did.
all of their pants with, like, the boots.
Okay, this is gonna sound so inappropriate, but I promise it's not. Like, Harry's, like, dropped crotch pants, they're like parachute pants almost.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
The fashion was so bad.
Or shoot, what performance was it? I think it was Viva La Vida, and then Harry with his shoulder.
Okay, I was gonna talk about that because I was watching that, and like the best part about that one is the whole time that when Niall is just like, the whole time everyone else is singing the chorus and he's just like,
Harry's still moving his shoulders so aggressively.
And it was like so like loud too.
So since we were both watching the X Factor performances lately, what would you say was your favorite?
It has to be Torn. Nothing beats Torn. It really doesn't. I think that one was just, like, the best.
Like, I know it's so cheesy, but Torn. And I would say Torn when they performed at Simon's house, and not in the finale, just because it's, like, that one's the most iconic one.
True.
And then I also Viva La Vida because of Harry's shoulder and Niall's And also, another honorable mention, Total Eclipse of the Heart when they looked like vampires.
Yes, oh my god. I actually really liked My Life Would Suck Without You. That one was, like, actually really good, but the best part about that one is, like, the judge's commentary afterwards, because, like, I don't remember who it is, but the one guy was like, you guys are amazing, but, like, Simon did a horrible job of choosing you guys this, like, song. Like, he should have done better. Like, really? He gave you guys Kelly Clarkson? How dare he? But y'all were amazing, though. But, like, Simon sucked. Like, that's all I want.
Just so many great memories, performances.
I know. Like, they were all good. I think it was the My Life Would Suck Without You one, where, like, that's the one where, like, Harry had to, like, leave the sound check because he was, like, sick, and they, like, were like, he just has a really bad case of nerves, and he was like, I've never had stage fright before. I was, like, watching this, and I was like, this doesn't, like, none of it seemed so scripted. I was like, this is not real.
I cannot even imagine being in their shoes, you know, when they're kicked off, and then Liam said that he and Niall were halfway to the train, and they tracked him back and brought them in, along with a whole bunch of other boys, and imagine being one of the boys that didn't get called back to be in a boy band. That would suck.
You know that TikTok audio? I don't know if you've seen these, but it's like, there's like this weird like video going around of like Madison Beer talking about how like she was supposed to be in the Thank You Next music video. It was like this whole thing for me like, yeah, and I was like totally gonna be in it, but she was lying. And so people have been like using that, and I was like, that's what the other boys who didn't get picked for One Direction are like. They probably go around and they're like, yeah, like I was totally supposed to be in it.
I would just hate to be one of those boys, because like, wow, I'm being called back, maybe something's gonna happen, and then your name's not called. Because it's not like they just chose the 5 of them right then and there. They're like, oh, we like the look of you guys. They probably already knew.
Yeah. Everything, I like can't stop laughing. This is all just so funny to think about.
Okay, what was your favorite album?
Honestly, it's really interesting because I feel like my actual like favorite songs, like my top 2 are from Made in the AM, but I think as a whole, my favorite album is 4.
It's so hard because I love them all, but probably 4 because it has my favorite song, 18. They've all matured so much since their first album. They wrote a lot of the songs, and it kind of felt the most authentic because they did write a lot of the songs, but also honorable mention to Take Me Home because extended edition because of Truly Madly Deeply, Magic, and Irresistible.
I know, it was hard to pick a favorite album, but I was like, honestly, I feel like as a whole, 4 is the strongest one.
I definitely agree with you there.
But I do have my Up All Night physical copy CD, like, right behind me right now.
I actually don't have Up All Night or Take Me Home physical copies, but I have Midnight Memories for Made in the AM. Because I actually didn't get into them till, like, 2011, I think, or 12.
I feel like that's so funny. That's because that's, like, opposite of me, almost.
Because all my friends were into One Direction. They're like, oh, I love One Direction. But kind of like the 1975, like, I didn't want to give in. I was like, oh, everyone likes them, I don't want to be mainstream, blah, blah. So I didn't listen to them until I was finally like, okay, you know what, I'll give them a try, I'll listen, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I've been missing out.
Yeah, I mean, I can say, like, I was not, like, an intense, like, stan. I mean, I was, like, in the beginning, like, with, like, Up All Night and stuff, like, from the beginning, I was, like, obsessed with them, but then I kind of, it, like, faded out, and I still, like, loved their music and listened to it, but I wasn't, like, super like stalking them all the time or like anything like that, but like my best friend was way more into them than I was. Yeah, it was kind of opposite. Like I was super into it from the beginning and then kind of slowly faded out, but still like listened to it, but I wasn't like, it wasn't my life anymore. And I think part of that was also I was just like so into like Cody Simpson at the same time that he just like really took the spot in my heart.
What would you say are your favorite songs from each album?
I'll go backwards because I always say that my like favorite One Direction song is Temporary Fix, just because I don't know what it is, that song just really gets me going. And so that's like my favorite from Made in the AM, comes in a close tie with Walking in the Wind. And then my favorite from 4 is Stockholm Syndrome. I actually had a really hard time picking one from each. Midnight Memories, my favorite is Half a Heart. That one just, it kind of makes me cry a little bit. And then Last First Kiss is my favorite from Take Me Home. Woo, that one's so good. I actually had a really, really hard time picking from Up All Night. All of those songs are just really iconic from them being like all the first ones. But I picked I Want just because like I always forget like how fun that song is. But Gotta Be You comes in a close tie with that because I really love that song.
I'll go backwards too, I guess. So Made in the AM, this one was really hard for me because I love so many of them. I chose If I Could Fly, but really close second is I Want to Write You a Song. 4, that one was the easiest one for me because 18, it's my favorite song of theirs. I also really, really love Fool's Gold. And then Midnight Memories, this one was really hard because they're all so different and I listen to all of them so much. But I chose Alive. I don't know, it's good. And that's actually like the only like super like pumped up song of the 5 of them. 4 of them are like slow, kind of ballady. Take Me Home, I chose Irresistible. The extended edition just makes me feel some type of way. And then Up All Night was really hard too because like you said, they're so iconic from the first album. Their first mark on the world, but I chose Gotta Be You. Take Me Home, I almost chose Kiss You. I
almost chose
that
Kiss
used to
You
be
as
my
well.
alarm.
Wait, that's a good alarm.
I know.
For like years, my alarm was Somebody Else by the 1975, and so every time it would go off, the way that it is like in the beginning, low-key kind of like made me feel like I was like getting abducted by aliens.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I'd kind of like would wake up a little scared, but it was fine. Yeah,
I chose Kiss You as my alarm because I'd wake up a little scared just because it's so like energetic from the get-go. So I just want to be able to get out of bed and not anything slow or anything. But it's no longer my alarm. Okay, this is kind of random. Well, number, I guess. But what's your dream 7-song set list? Because I felt like 5 was too little, because that would just be like your 5 favorite songs or whatever. And then 10 was just a lot, so I chose 7.
This one was so hard, just because I was like, well, some of these songs are just like so powerful, and then like but it's like you want the fun ones, but then you also want like a good ballad. So I don't know, mine's like in no particular order. Steal My Girl, Perfect, Walking in the Wind, Gotta Be You, Heart Attack, Spaces, and Where Do Broken Hearts Go? Oh yeah, no particular order, but that one has to be last.
Oh, that's such a good one to close with.
Right?
Okay, mine's actually in order. So they'd open with Come On, Come On, and because, you know, it's kind of quiet, it's like, yeah. And then, so they'd, you know, be on like the lifts or whatever, and there'd be fog and it'd be black. There's the fog going out and black, and then the music starts playing. And then they slowly rise up. But Zayn wouldn't be there. He'd come in at his, like, solo later on. That would be brilliant. I have the perfect picture in my head, but I can't describe it because I'm not good at... Yeah. Okay. And then after that would be Happily. And then Something Great. I feel like Something Great is just so underrated.
It really is.
And then 18, my fave, of course. Then we'd go into If I Could Fly. Second fave, of course. And then Irresistible. And then they close with Walking in the Wind.
Yeah, that's pristine closing song as well. Wow, that is quality.
Gosh.
That's a good order.
I really like yours. Thank you. I really liked yours.
Mine's a little...
order.
See, I was like, I put like kind of more of my like favorite songs that are the more like basic ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like more basic, iconic favorites. Like I didn't even put Temporary Fix on there, and that says a lot because I would give a lot to see that song live.
I just want to see them live again.
I just want to see them live, period.
I saw them once, but it was after Zayn left, and I was so heartbroken the whole time, the whole concert. like driving there, and so Zayn announced his departure in March, right? And then the concert was in July. So all the way till then I was just thinking, you know what? Zayn's gonna come back. He's gonna come back. He's gonna make a surprise, like, he's going to come back at the Seattle show. He's just gonna surprise everyone and be like, listen, I made a mistake. But he didn't, so.
Yes, specifically at the Seattle show. Yeah, no, my best friend went in 2014, 13, 14? I don't even know. Probably was the same one that you were at.
What do you think the future holds regarding One Direction?
Oh, goodness. Honestly, as much as I would love for them to, like, come back and make more music together and all that stuff, I don't see them doing anything except maybe one day doing, like, something, like, live together, like redoing an old song or something. I just don't see it happening, if I'm being fully transparent here.
Yeah, I honestly don't think that they're going to get back together. Like, that'd be the dream, but I just don't think they will, because they're all super successful on their own endeavors. Louis and Harry are going on their own tours next year, like, because they're postponed from this year. Zayn's gonna join Louis and Liam in the Dad Club, and Niall's just doing great in his almost country music
Yeah.
sort of scene.
And it's like they're all doing, like, their own thing. Like, they're all doing what, like, the style they like the most and, like, what's most authentic for each of them. And I feel like it's, after doing that and being so successful in it, it's harder to come back together and not do that, like, teeny pop sound again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like if they were, it just wouldn't, I don't know. I can't see them doing the same thing.
They all do such different stuff now, and so I feel like if they were to do something together, whether it's just a feature on someone's song, or because I feel like Louis and Liam have the most similar music, but I don't know, because if they were to get back together, which I'm so hoping and praying for, but I just don't think it's gonna happen, I feel like they wouldn't necessarily revert back to their 1D days, but I feel like they'd kind of go back and make music that's similar to that sound, because they're good at it and they know it, but it's been a while since they were there, and because there's no way they could all do Harry's style of music, or all do Niall's style of music, or Louis' or Liam's or Zayn's, you know? And because that's not each of their styles. It's so hard to think about, because it's like, I don't want them doing the stuff that they were doing while they were in One Direction, because that's so different from what they're all doing now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know.
I want, like, an acousticy, vibey song with Harry and Niall together. That's what I want.
Me too. I'm gonna cry right now. Just thinking about that makes my heart so happy.
I know. Like, as much as I want to be hopeful, I just don't see anything actually happening.
I really just don't see it happening either. But I hope for at least them to collab in one way or another, you know, because they're all such incredible songwriters. And I have no doubt that they'd produce amazing songs. But they're just so vastly different. So it's...
Yeah.
Like, from each other, from their 1D days. I don't know. I feel like now would be the most adaptable, but...
Yeah, I think so too.
Hypothetically, if they were to become One Direction again, or whatever they would call themselves, and go on tour, who would you want to be their opening or supporting acts?
I've been, like, thinking about this one for so long today, and I think that it has to be, like, not anything, like, opening, but, like, almost, like, just, like, festival style, like, they're, like, all, like, headlining it, you know? One Direction, Little Mix, Five Sauce, boom, all together.
I was thinking about Little Mix, but then I was like, Perry and Zayn, don't know how that works.
Right?
Yeah, but I have Five Sauce for sure, because that's just so iconic, and I love them both so much, and that would just be the dream, because I didn't see them when they were both touring together. But then a new one, I would also love to add the Driver era, because that'd be wicked cool.
Oh, yeah.
And I just think that so many sounds and genres and people, so many childhood icons.
I was also thinking it could just be, like, One Direction, but everything before is you just have, like, small little, like, 3-song segments from each of them solo, and then all of them together.
I'd have to agree with you there. I love that.
But definitely not The Wanted.
Okay. What are your real thoughts and opinions on The Wanted? Because as we all know, or as directioners, I hate myself. As we all know, it's pretty much illegal for you to like both The Wanted and One Direction. You have to choose one or the other, because they're both made up of 4 British boys and 1 Irish boy. So, what was your real opinion on them?
I remember I listened to The Wanted like a little bit, but not a lot, because they're like older, right? Well, like, they were around the same time, but, like, they're older in age. I think so. Because I just remember being, like, young, and, like, Glad You Came was a bop. Like, everyone liked that song. Like, it was, like, a hit of the century. But, to be honest, what else did they do? What, did they have anything else that was, like I could not name another song.
I'm in the same boat. Like, I liked The Wanted, but definitely not enough to consider myself a fan.
Exactly. So, good thing we agree on that.
Now you all know the truth. Going back to the hypothetical reunion of One Direction, what do you think they'd call their next album?
You know, this one's really difficult because I was like thinking of names and I was like, no, like I think of something and be like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like them. I don't know if I even really came up with anything. Except maybe, like, I'm just saying if they were only reuniting for, like, one thing. I hate that I just said one thing, because then I just started thinking about the song. But, like, if they were, like, coming back for, like, one final comeback album, I want it to be called just, like, Forever. Plain and simple. It answers the question. They're not coming back again. You know that they're done. But also I saw a TikTok of someone saying that they should have Made in the PM, and I think that'd be kind of funny.
Wait, that's so funny. As I've previously stated, I've been on Twitter a lot, and on a lot of One Direction related Twitter. So, I've seen a lot of theories about this, and a lot of people think that they are getting back together and releasing a new album, and that's going to be called Encore, because of the 10yearsofone.com thing. So, like, every page would have Up Next, and then the name of whatever album you were about to look through and learn more about from that album's era, and Encore was the very last page, which led you to a Dropbox with social media templates. So a lot of people think Encore is going to be the name of the next album, and, like, that'd be really cool.
That's a good name.
But I think it would be so funny if they called it 18 months, because that's how long their hiatus was supposed to be. It's been 3.5 years since that 18 months expired. So,
yeah, that would be really funny. I can't come up with anything else.
Who has your favorite solo music? I mean, other than Harry, of course.
Because we know that's the answer. I feel like it happened in different phases, because when Zayn first did all of his solo music, it was like my sophomore year of high school, I think, and I would listen to it all the time. Like, it was like my favorite thing ever. I thought it was so good. Then Harry did his solo, and I was like, oh, love of my life, so good. And Harry is definitely the favorite. But currently, at this moment, my favorite solo is good old Niall Horan. I love Nice to Meet Ya. I love that song so much. Right? What about you?
So yes, I really love them all. And I really want to go see Louis on tour next year. But I'm especially a fan of Liam and Niall. But if I had to choose one, it would be Niall. And I just really love that he's kind of going in the country direction, but not really, if that makes any sense at all. Like, he had a song with Maren Morris. I love so much. And he's been doing a lot of stuff with Ash, who's not country at all. But, oh my goodness. I just want her to tell us what she knows about One Direction.
Right?
Because she knows stuff.
She has to know something.
But do you think you'll ever meet one of them, or maybe even all of them?
You know, I don't know. Probably not. But also, it's hard though, because I feel like there's some celebrities where I could just, like, walk past them, like, on a busy street somewhere and, like, not even realize it until, like, way after. And I feel like that's what would happen with Liam.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you, like, just pass him on, like, the busy street, and then, like, 20 minutes later, you're like, was that Liam? I don't know. I feel
Go
like
back,
probably
try to figure
not.
out where he went.
But also, like, one of my favorite people on TikTok, she, like, saw Harry out in public, like, in LA, like, walked right past him on the street and was just like, wait a minute. And then she didn't go talk to him or anything because it was, like, after she passed him. So, I don't know. I would love to meet them. I just don't think I will.
In all reality, I probably won't, but I'd really like to think that I would, so I'm just gonna say yes, because I do have a few connections to the music industry, so I don't think it's completely out of the picture. And if you listen to our Life Playlists episode, you'll know that I'm already 2 degrees away from Niall, and at most 3 degrees from the other boys, because of Mr. Corey Harper. And I think if this whole entrepreneurship thing takes off, I feel like it could really happen. Get him on the pod, you know?
Get them on the pod.
Imagine we get them on the pod.
Oh my goodness. I think we could get Niall to do it, probably.
I feel like we could so get Niall to do it. Niall or Liam, they'd be the easiest ones.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
I'll DM them all after this.
From the pod account.
Yeah, okay.
That's so funny.
I've been convinced. Imagine how many listens we'd get then.
Oh my gosh, I was like thinking about how, like, you know, when unreleased songs or just like remixes that, like, I don't know, are like copyrighted and stuff, they get like taken off of like Spotify, and other people like upload them as podcasts onto Spotify until like they get enough like listens to where like it gets sus and then they get taken off. What if like people see this pod episode and think it's some like secret One Direction song, and then it's just us talking about One Direction?
You know, we'll hopefully pleasantly surprise them.
Right? Maybe that'll bring in some new people to our audience.
If any of your friends like One Direction and want to hear about 2 gals talking about them, let them know to listen to this.
Right?
And if you don't like One Direction, please don't rate us poorly on Apple Podcasts.
True.
You just don't have to listen. Here we are saying that at the very end instead of at the beginning. It's fine.
Well, I guess it's time for Song of the Week.
My song of the week, I was so torn between choosing a One Direction song or a Taylor Swift folklore song.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was like, you know what? This week we're talking about One Direction. I'll choose One Direction. So I chose Fool's Gold from 4. Yes, it's from 4. It's so good. And I was talking to my sister about this the other day when I was picking her up from driver's ed, which is so crazy that she's already taking driver's ed. I still think of her as like 12 years old. But we were talking and Fool's Gold came on. I was like, oh my gosh, it'd be so funny if this came out before the movie Fool's Gold with Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson, and then this could have made it in the movie.
In the movie, on the soundtrack.
I love that movie.
That's funny. That is a good movie. I saw that you picked a One Direction song, so then I was like, that's a good idea. I will also pick a One Direction song. And I picked Clouds because it was like on the 10-year anniversary, obviously, when I was only listening to One Direction. I was like listening to Clouds and I was like, you know what? People never talk about this song unless I'm just like missing it, but I feel like people never talk about Clouds, and I think it's so good. So that's my song of the week.
Man, I feel like we could have talked for so much longer about underappreciated One Direction songs, because I feel like both Fool's Gold and Clouds are both so underappreciated.
They really are.
Oh my word.
So is hold on, I'm gonna pull my Spotify.
I know. Me too.
Like, I'm just thinking about it and I'm like, you know what?
Okay, I really feel like I Want to Write You a Song is just so underappreciated.
It is. I know Temporary Fix is my favorite, but I feel like it was pretty underappreciated until it was like a pretty popular song on TikTok for a while. I don't know, I feel like I'd never like listened to it that much, but then all of a sudden I'm like, that is my favorite.
Hey Angel?
Yo.
I'm just saying, I freaking love that song. What a feeling. So good. And Walking in the Wind, I know we've already talked about that being underrated, but I love Walking in the Wind.
I feel like it's finally getting the attention it deserves.
I feel like as a whole, 4 is very underrated, underappreciated.
Which is funny because that was both of our favorite. yeah, there are a lot of underrated songs, which makes sense because a lot of the songs are very iconic, but also they have so many songs. Like, every album is so long.
Which is so nice because you're really getting your money's worth. Even their first album, Up All Night, 18 songs. I'm on my Spotify and it says, Sam Blocher listening to Ready to Run by One Direction 2 hours ago.
I did. It's such a good one.
Before we
get carried
bore
away
you anymore with One Direction, thanks for listening to us this long about One Direction. Hope you all at least kind of like them or enjoyed this chaotic dialogue. But make sure to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts so that more people can find us. And also, let your friends know to listen. We like to think we're fun and relatable.
Right. I think we are.
I think so too. It's really easy relating to myself. Hope you all had as much fun listening to this as we did talking about this. And so, Sam, I just hope you have a really great rest of your day and listen to plenty more One Direction.
Thanks, Issa, and likewise to you all.
Bye.
Bye.